Shabbat Shalom, my friends. Welcome back to our readings of the Scripture of the Word. And as always, I am reading from the Scriptures. Hopefully, you have your Bibles in hand and you're reading along. Those of you that are driving and just listening to this while you drive or something, please don't be opening your books. Hands on the wheels. 3 and 9. Listen, you're good. Okay. Don't want you having an accident. But let us continue with Bereshit 32, or Genesis 32. And this is a chapter I think a lot of people gloss over because there's some important changes being done to Jacob. And I think many people forget that, especially modern day Christianity with replacement theology and stuff like that. We forget exactly who Israel is, not where. There is no land. There is no dirt called Israel. That's the promised land. That's Canaan. But we're going to find out as we continue. The blessed waters of Yah, Kofifi. Caffeine. And let us, not let us, but let us begin. 32, and Jacob went on his way, and the messengers of Elohim met him. Angels, lowercase m, angels, messengers. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is my camp of Elohim." And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, in the land of Seir, in the field of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Say this to my master Esau, your servant Jacob said this, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have bulls and donkeys, flocks, sent to, read 5. And I have bulls and donkeys, flocks, and male and female servants I have sent to inform my master, to find favor in your eyes." So the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he is also coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." So Esau's rolling up. Excuse me, my eye itch is really bad. So Esau is rolling up with 400 men. Esau might be preparing for battle. Who knows? But he's rolling up 400 men. So that right there is definitely going to give Jacob a little bit of pause. And Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, so he divided the people that were with him, and the flocks and the herds and the camels, into 2 groups. So I want to do a little page flip right here. We're going to jump to Matthew. We're going to jump to Matthew 10:16 on this one, because this could be viewed as a military maneuver. So Jacob is dividing his groups. We'll say, one to the east, one to the west. He's splitting the 2 groups. But if we go to Matthew 10:16, we see, "See, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore be wise as serpents and innocent as doves." Jacob is basically using tactical concepts. He's maneuvering himself to protect what he has from Esau's 400 men. So that's something, and there's a little more to it. We could dive deeper in later, but we'll continue with this reading. I doubt we will. I was thinking of maybe doing Torah portions, but I think just the standard reading for now is good enough. I'm not really called to do the Torah portions yet. So we'll wait until Dad tells me you're to start reading the Torah portions every Shabbat. I read them personally, however, not in front of the camera here. So, and as I said, I've been called to read the Torah in front of the camera. The Father said, it is time, do it. So I'm being obedient. I am doing what he's asked. So in this sense, I am being righteous. And you can go to First Luke and you find out exactly what righteousness is, doing all that Elohim commands. Pardon me. 32:7. And Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, so he divided the people that were with him and the flocks and herds and camels into two groups. And he said, if Esau comes to the one group and strikes it, then the other group, which is to the left, shall swoop. No, they're not going to swoop down and attack. They're going to escape. So if Esau goes to one group, it's allowing safe passage for the other and vice versa. And Jacob said, O Elohim of my father Abraham and Elohim of my father Isaac, Yahweh, who said to me, return to your land and to your relatives, and I do good to you. I do not deserve the least of all the loving commitment and all the truth which you have shown your servant, for I passed over this Jordan with my staff, and now I have become two groups. So what he once was, he's splitting into two groups. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother and from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and shall strike me and the mother with the children. For you said, I shall certainly do good to you, and shall make your seed as the sand of the sea, which are too numerous to count. And he spent the night there, and took what came to his hand as a present for Esau, his brother. 200 female goats, and 20 male goats, and 200 ewes, and 20 rams. 30 suckling camels with their colts, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 foals. That's a lot. I mean, that is a lot. I mean, standard Hebrew starter kit within some of the individuals I know is 2 ewes and a ram. So some will understand that one. And he gave into the hand of his servants every drove by itself, and said to his servants, pass over before me and put some distance between drove and drove. And he commanded the first one, saying, when Esau my brother meets you and asks you, saying, to whom do you belong and where are you going? And whose are these in front of you? Then you shall say, they are your servants, Jacob. They are your servant Jacob's, Jacob. It is a present sent to my master Esau. And see, he also is behind us. So he commanded the second and the third, and all who followed the drove, saying, speak to Esau, and this same word when you find him. And you shall say also, look, your servant Jacob is behind us, for he said, let me appease him with the present that goes before me, and after that see his face, he might accept me. Now we have to remember, this is going back, Esau swore to kill Jacob. Next time he saw him, Esau said, I'm going to kill you. Esau has been carrying that yoke of wrath and hatred with him for a very long time. And Jacob knows what's coming. Jacob is expecting death. And we continue with 32:21. And the present passed over before him, but he spent the night in the camp. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 female servants and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford of Yabok. And he took them and sent them over the stream, and sent them over what he had. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled. right here, 32:24. And Jacob was left alone. And a man, capital M, wrestled with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he did not overcome him, he touched the socket of his hip. And the socket of Jacob's hip was dislocated as he wrestled with the man. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. But he said, I am not letting you go until you have blessed me. So he asked him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, your name is no longer Jacob, but Israel, because you have striven with Elohim and with men and have overcome. And Jacob asked him, saying, please let me know your name. And he said, why do you ask about my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. And the sun rose on him as he passed over Peniel, and he limped on his hip. And that is why the children of Israel to this day do not eat the sinew of the hip, which is on the socket of the thigh, because he touched the socket. He, capitalized, touched the socket of the thigh of Jacob in the sinew of the hip. We're going to pause right there. Jacob wrestled with God. He is wrestling with Elohim, El Shaddai. He is wrestling with Yahovah. He is wrestling with Yah. Okay? All the different names we can use. But we see where it says, and Jacob was left alone, and a man, capital M messenger. This is God made flesh. This is a Christophany of Yeshua. Jacob wrestled with Yeshua, because no man can look upon the face of Elohim. We were told that. We cannot look upon his face in all of his glory. But if Yahweh tones it down, we can greet him in the flesh, in which we do. Later on in this teaching, we meet him in the flesh, and we're shown how to behave by God made flesh, by Yahweh made flesh, in Yeshua. This is so pivotal. And what did Elohim say? Your name is no longer Jacob. You are Israel. Israel. Those who bless Israel. Those who bless Jacob and his children. The 12, well, we're at 11 tribes of Israel. We'll have a 12th pretty soon. Rachel's going to give him another son, his younger, Benjamin, or Benjamin. That'll be coming up soon. The 12 tribes of Israel. Who was the first tribe born to Jacob? Reuben. Who was second born? Judah. Judah is where you get the tribe of Judah is where you get Jews. Paul, tribe of Benjamin, not a Jew. Moses, tribe of Levi. Yes, Moses, tribe of Levi, not a Jew. He is of Israel. I see too many people, well, so-and-so was Matthew. Matthew was from the tribe of, I want to say Matthew was at the tribe of Benjamin. Might have been Levi. I think Matthew was Benjamin. Not a Jew. He was a Hebrew. He was of Israel. See, elder brother Judah has a tendency to claim all of it under their covering, which is not biblical. But I digress. Let us continue with 33, because we're going to stop at 33, because 34, 34 is one of those other ones that I really, really like. 34, We're going to find out why I like the tribe of Levi and Simeon so much. Oh yes, it is a brisk 50 today. We have beautiful cloud cover. It's, to me, this is nice. This is just the trees, all the trees. Oh, sorry, we're not going to sing. Continue, 33. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked and saw Esau coming, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the 2 female servants. And he put the female servants and their children in front, and Leah and her children behind, and Rachel and Joseph last. Got to remember, Rachel's firstborn is Yusuf. And he himself passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him. Didn't kill him, didn't slit his throat, didn't stab him. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him as they wept. Common greeting. We're not going to go there. I know some of you are like, nope. And he lifted his eyes and saw the women and children and said, who are these with you? And he said, the children with whom Elohim has favored your servant. And remember, Esau is the firstborn. Esau was supposed to be, he was supposed to get the firstborn's blessing, but we know that, now Israel took that blessing. Interesting how we see the firstborn either screwing up or selling. Cain, firstborn, really screwed up. Ishmael, firstborn, screwed up. Yeah, he screwed up. We don't like that. Esau sold his birthright. The first will be last and the last will be first. We're starting to see, prophecy. 33:6. Then the female servants came near and their children and bowed themselves. And Leah also came near with her children. They bowed themselves. And Joseph and Rachel came near and they bowed themselves. And Esau said, what do you mean by all this company which I met? And he said, to find favor in your eyes, to find favor in the eyes of my master. But Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Let what you have remain yours. And Jacob said, no, please, if I have now found favor in your eyes, then receive my presents from my hand, because I have seen your face like seeing the face of Elohim, and you were pleased with me. Please take my blessing. Tithing to his older, maybe, but take my blessing. So Jacob, Israel, is taking a portion of his increase, and he is passing that blessing on to Esau so he can find favor. There's some deeper meanings and stuff within this. Please take my blessing that is brought to you, because Elohim has favored me and because I have all I need. And he urged him and he took it. And he said, let us depart and go, and let me go before you. But he said to him, my master knows that the children are weak, and the flocks and herd which are nursing are with me. And if the men should drive them hard, one day all the flock shall die. Please let my master go before his servant, and let me lead on slowly according to the pace of the livestock that go before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my master in Seir. And Esau said, please let me leave you with some of my people who are with me. But he said, why this? Let me find favor in your eyes, my master. And Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. And Jacob set out to Sukkot, and built himself a house, and made booths for his livestock. And that is why the name of the place is called Sukkot. Sukkot is also a festival. The festival of Sukkot. That's where the Father tells us to go camping for 8 days. Sukkot. And matter of fact, we just finished up Sukkot. It is a glorious time. Sadly, our Sukkot was very minimal. We did our best with it. We don't have a big enough tribe of like-minded followers. I mean, we've only been in the area 3 months, so still working on finding those that we can trust and that we can strive with, because not everyone that follows the word is into the word. Yeah, you got to make sure that y'all get along. You got to make sure that there's not some shenaniganery going on. So, and we continue with Genesis 33:18. And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came to Padam Aram, and he pitched his tent before the city and brought a portion of the field where he had pitched his tent from the children of Hamor, Shechem's father. From the children of Hamor, Shechem's... Good Lord. That was a huge bug. I didn't kill it. I just, there is no killing on Shabbat. I just kind of flicked him, and now he's crawling away. I don't know where he came from. He just crawled up from me somewhere. Earwig. I don't know what we actually call him, but, little pinchy, little earwig. He's trying to get in my ears. That's why I wear this all the... No, I'm kidding. But it was an earwig. Sorry. Back to reading. 18. We'll go back to 18. And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came to Padam Aram, and he pitched his tent before the city, and he brought the portion of the field where he had pitched his tent from the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 quid? 100 quish? I am killing that word today, and I am sorry. For 100, not quid. It's not a denarius. For 100 quisita. We're gonna hook down phonics there. For 100 quisa. And he set up a slaughter place there, and he called it El Elohi Israel. And that's where we're going to end. So, we're going to continue next week with Genesis 33. We're going to finish next week with Genesis 34. And I believe, I think we'll do 34, 35 next week. We'll kind of double them up a little bit. Maybe we'll get, let's see how long. I'm skipping ahead. Oh, yeah. We'll do 33. We'll do 34, 35. 36 is the begots. Maybe we'll blast through the begots next week at the end. It's going to be the begots of Esau. So that will be next week. And as we're getting closer and closer to finishing Genesis, and let's see, Genesis, do we have 50? No. Yes, Genesis has 50 chapters, and then that will bring us into Shemoth, or Exodus. And then we start finding out some of the prophecies that were foretold even before Moshe. So thank you once again for joining me for the readings. I truly hope you enjoy them. If you get a chance, throw a thumbs up just so the algorithm, so we can get the word out there a little bit more. I don't do any monetization with the reading the word. That's all on the self-reliance or preparedness side of the channel. This is within the faith readings. So we're going to have the playlist of Genesis, we'll have Exodus, and then I'll eventually put them all under one greater playlist of the Tanakh, or the Torah. But I leave you with this: Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ahad. That is the Shema. And may you have a blessed week. May the Father smile upon you. And with that, shalom, shalom, my friends. Till next week. And thank you so much for watching.